Despite the fact that Blizzard still hides elephant in the room, it is only a matter of time before the TBC Classic servers will be announced. Players started their preparations months ago. They collect resources to level up professions and level up new characters, mostly druids, paladins and hunters, and trying to get the last pieces of gear from next Rammus and AQ40. During this time, I see a lot of discussions about classic gear in TBC, and I see two opposite opinions. First one is that even greens from Hellfire Peninsula will be much better than any classic gear. The second opinion is that tier 3 gear is enough to clear all tier 4 content, or at least Karazhan. Let's try to find out the truth from the Protection Paladin point of view. Before we start, a small disclaimer. As I said before, TBC Classic servers still not announced, and there is no any information about how it will be implemented, what patch it will be, what changes will be implemented during the Blizzard no changes politics, etc. No PTRs, no beta tests, etc. So, to make this video, I installed repack of some emulator of TBC server with database, with everything, and I use it as is. But before I started, I do two tests. First one, I made an exact copy of my character from classic server, the Paladin of level 60, with my gear, with my enchants, with my professions, with my spec, more or less spec because talents changed. And I went to Scholarmans and I tested incoming damage from first mobs. As you can see on the screen, they are more or less same. Second test, I found video from 2007 about Warlock in PvP gear who solo cleared Hellfire Ramparts normal, and I did the same character, more or less same character, with same gear, and I did the same test, and incoming damage from mobs was also on the same level. So I can assume that damage, at least incoming damage from mobs on this emulator is more or less same as it will be on TBC Classic. Now let's start from the first opinion that any TBC item is better than any classic item. This assumption looks different from the different points of view. Imagine you are level 58 and you just come from the classic locations to the TBC locations, like it is designed. Let's compare some items from high-level classic locations like Winter Spring and first location from TBC, Hellfire Peninsula. You can see very big difference. But now let's compare items from the Hellfire Peninsula and from classic high-end content. It is clear that current items from raids is better than first items from TBC. And they're still good if we compare these items with pre-raid beast items of TBC. Maybe not beasts, but still good. Now let's look at Paladin tank with the PWL and AQ40 gear tanking Hellfire Ramparts. As you can see, even with not full group it is manageable to kill first boss of Hellfire Rampart with such level of gear. And this gear will be very good until level 70. Of course, in high level dungeons it will become not that good as it was before, but still. And what about clearing all T4 content in classic gear?
Fatality.
Basically no, it is impossible from the tank point of view, and especially Paladin tank point of view, because defense cap and crash immune become really mandatory for tanks, and since you're a Paladin and don't have tanking tier 3 like warriors have, you should use tanking offsets with tier 2.5 or tier 2 pieces, which is not very rich in tanking stats. If warriors with full tier 3 need only some pieces of gear from TBC to reach at least defense cap, for paladins it requires much more items. Also, TBC items have much more stamina on it, which is essential stat for tanking. That's why I really do not expect Gruul's and Mechtheridon kill soon as people reach level 70. Well, probably some tryharders will try. So, if you are playing WoW Classic now, and you are playing a Paladin, and you are planning to play Paladin tank in TBC, it is a good time to collect some tanking gear for quick boosting yourself to level 70 in dungeons. But don't really rely on it in TBC raids. You most likely will need to change most of your gear before you start raiding. If you are interested in more videos about TBC before it comes out, please subscribe to my channel, write something in comments, and see you soon.